Get this weekend started with Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, Sunny Hostin, and Paula Ferris. Now, let's get things started.
Megan has the day off, and back to guest host today is the lovely and talented Anna Navarro.
Thank you.
And let us wish, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
So let us wish a happy St. Patrick's Day to all our Irish friends out there. Are there many here?
She points to us. Sorry, I like how you point to us for the Irish.
Well, I was looking for a green top, and only Sarah has.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Also, more Irish.
Are you Irish?
I've got Irish in me.
You have Irish?
Yeah.
I bet you do.
23andMe.
We learned. Oh, you naughty
Go ahead,
girl.
go ahead.
We learned how much I do have Irish in me.
Yeah, she has a lot of Irish. We did
A lot of
23andMe
British, Irish,
here.
and German.
Oh, very
She
good.
thought she was black.
So that didn't happen.
Well, let me tell you something. My boyfriend took the Ancestry.com, and it turns out he's Cuban, but he's got Irish too. So I have.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
We'll be back right after these messages.
Politics. The White House must be a very dark place right now because there's a gathering Stormy looming. Get it? And the Stormy keeps on growing and growing. Just this morning, Stormy Daniels' lawyer, Michael Avenatti, everyone's in love with him. He's so cute.
He's cute.
Dropped this bombshell on Morning Joe. Watch.
Was she threatened in any way?
Yes.
Was she threatened physical harm?
Yes.
Was her life threatened?
I'm not going to answer that. People will have to tune in to 60 Minutes on March 25th.
Can you tell us whether it came from the president directly, the physical threats?
I'm not going to answer that.
Will you deny that the president of the United States threatened your client?
I will not confirm or deny.
That is something, I think.
really
What do
is. That is a
what do you
tease.
think? He also claims that 6 more women have similar stories about Trump.
Yeah,
so here's the question. Is Stormy Daniels emerging as the inspiration behind the movement to bring down Trump? And will she succeed?
Wow. Well, so far, I'm finding it shocking that we're not hearing from him because in this whole in the whole presidency, we always said, who can stop him from tweeting or commenting or saying things?
Yeah.
The first thing I noticed is we're not hearing much about this from him or his camp.
Yeah, he's very quiet all of a sudden.
Well, somebody's is giving him good advice. Look, the reason that Fire and Fury sold over 2 million copies is because he tried to stop it. Best thing that can happen to somebody is for him to try to stop something. It gives it much more oxygen.
I will say this, and I've said this on the show before. I think this story is bigger than Stormy Daniels because if Stormy Daniels was paid $130,000 from Trump's lawyer, Trump, the Trump administration, the Trump campaign, I think it makes it more plausible that the Russians may have some sort of sexual blackmail on this president, and that perhaps is why he is so complimentary.
What does
because
the fact that she seemingly exploited the president?
Oh,
she tried to sell her story to the network.
Can I tell you what it has to do with it? Because if you read the Steele dossier, there are 4 sources that were consulted that said that President Trump was found in a well, there are 4 sources, but found that President Trump was in a compromising situation with prostitutes that the Russian government set up for him. And let's face it, sexual espionage has been a tool of the Russian government for years and years and years.
I understand your point. I do have an issue with that because it's completely unsubstantiated and uncorroborated at this point. The Steele dossier. My question about her is, I feel like a lot of people are adopting her as like the champion for the many alleged victims.
Whistleblower.
But at the same time,
oh my gosh, our icon is a porn star.
I know, but do you guys really believe that she is a victim because she allegedly had a consensual sexual affair with Donald Trump when he was not president, as opposed to the 19 alleged victims of sexual assault and harassment. Don't you think it kind of diminishes? She had a consensual relationship. They're legitimate victims.
I don't think she's trying to portray herself as a victim. I certainly don't see her as a victim. I see her as a woman who refuses to be shut up, who refuses to be silenced. I see her, frankly, and I think the reason that she's got this appeal is because she is this very empowered woman. I mean, this lady does not give a damn about anything.
You know what, Anna? She has more testicularity than the entire Republican Congress at the moment.
Let's face it, if what her lawyer said this morning on Morning Joe and on CNN, he repeated it, if she has been threatened by someone in the Trump camp, I think she is a victim of trying to be silenced and threatened.
This is theoretical, but it kind of explains the low number of $130,000.
So low.
Maybe right?
But listen, remember,
because if you're being physically threatened, okay, honey, take the money or else.
But the thing is,
are we got $130,000 before he was president. She probably thought, this is a good bet because he'll never win. Hell, you never thought he was going to win. I didn't think he was going to win. And he won. Now her story is worth much more because he is president.
Yes. Also, it's the climate of the times, because I think if she took that and agreed to the legal, non-disclosure or whatever she was doing, I think this time has changed everyone's, we've opened our eyes about maybe that wasn't okay, and I think that gave her kind of a platform to stand up and say, take your money, I want my voice back.
And I think we should.
But who should he be more scared of as a lawyer? Should he be more scared of Stormy or Mueller?
Oh, I think he should be scared of both. I mean, because if you think about Stormy, again, I think it makes the dossier allegations with 4 sources more plausible. But Mueller just issued some subpoenas for the Trump organization in connection with any involvement in Russia. He's got to be very scared of that.
Here's my question as to, you talk about whether Stormy will bring him down. You talk about him being compromised. From who? Who is he compromised for? Look, his base does not care. They give him mulligans. They give him second chances. The Republican Congress says it's not on their radar. I heard Paul Ryan say last week, that the entire Stormy Daniels thing was not on his radar. His radar is broken.
But the voters care.
And the voters care.
The voters care. Look at what just happened in Pennsylvania. Look at what happened in Pennsylvania.
The rest of us already, but they don't care about Donald Trump's morals. The rest of us already think he has no moral compass.
How about if it's hush money and if she was physically threatened and that can be proved and she has some documentation, will Paul Ryan then give a damn or not?
I don't think that. I actually agree with you. I don't think they'll care. I think what could catch them is if there's some link with whether it's an email or an exchange of money. I think they could catch him on this.
Finance, a campaign finance.
Something like that. If they can link him to it, I think it could catch him, but I don't think it will change the base.
And who's going to investigate?
Again, I think
politically appointed FEC? The Republican Congress?
The SEC is not partisan.
Not the Southeastern Conference.
Look, where I do think it plays into elections is I think the American people are fed up of a Congress that is not behaving like a co-equal branch, that there is no checks and balances, and are not holding the executive branch accountable.
The voters spoke in Pennsylvania. The voters spoke in Pennsylvania. They don't like this. Listen, I have a legal note. I'm starting to call them legal notes. Trump denies allegations of sexual assault and denies any sexual encounter with Stormy Daniels.
Right.
Still denying it.
Okay.
But I just think the whole interview, she did an interview. It's been out there. She did an interview back in 2011. What more are we really going to find out?
Well, when 60 Minutes airs this on March 25th, we will see if there is any documentation to back her up. And according to this lawyer, it looks like she has.
And she has photographs. Yeah. Allegedly.
But, before we go from this block today, we want to send our condolences to everyone affected by that horrible bridge collapse in Miami, Florida. A terrible tragedy. And we're sorry we feel very bad about it, everybody. It's just a terrible
it's my hometown. I was there yesterday. I was very close by. I was getting my nails done. My manicurist, her son goes to FIU. And she got that call. And, it was a poignant reminder yet again that we are all just one phone call away from very bad, life-changing news. So enjoy life and enjoy those that you love.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay, we'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
We're all fine.
Next week, The View springs into Hot Topics.
So let's get to it.
Whoa! First, it's a red-hot political view with Senator Cory Booker.
Oh, that's good.
Plus, Jenna Fisher and Oliver Hudson hit the table. And if you're Luke Skywalker and you just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where do you go next?
Love you.
That's right. And Vice President Mike Pence's daughter, Charlotte Pence, is also coming to The View next week on ABC. Still ahead, Senator Tina Smith on replacing Al Franken after his sexual misconduct scandal. And it's an American-made feel-good Friday on View Your Deal.
Kendall Jenner is on the cover of the new Vogue, where she talks about rumors floating around that she's gay. She says she's not, but admits she has a male energy about her. Now, she may be speaking for all of us because a new study found that everyone is bisexual. Check it out. Now, the few in the audience. Researchers have found that so-called straight people had a physical reaction when they watched gay sex. Paula, this could interest you.
Why would this topic interest me in the least? Are you saying because I have a lot of male energy, or are you?
Well, we all have a little male energy.
I have a lot of male energy.
Yeah.
You do.
But I think just because you have male energy, I do. I'm a dude. I say, Sarah and I will say all the time, we're dudes. But just because you have male energy doesn't necessarily you're attracted to like that. I'm attracted to
and gender expression.
Exactly. Like I can recognize beauty. I think you're beautiful and you're gorgeous, but that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily attracted. I want to be on top of you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I think
I'm gonna call foul on Paula.
What?
Why?
No, because we tease you all the time.
I know.
I don't understand the research. I mean, it was that a lot of people watched, I guess, same-sex porn, and they were excited about it. I mean, that doesn't make you bisexual because you find beauty or you find
sexuality. I think that's just the arousal, but I think I don't know how they're linking that. I think it's a little simplistic.
It's a little suspect. I think these younger generations, though, are a lot less stuck on labels than our generation and those olders were. Yeah. We were, very rigid in the definitions. And I think nowadays there's a lot more experimentation that happens than when we were growing up. I was speaking at a college the other day. Somebody introduced themselves as pansexual, and I was, honey, are you having sex with a pan? I mean, I stopped at Q, LGBTQ, and so, there's a lot more flexibility in the spectrum of sexual identity.
Have you ever been attracted to a woman, Anna?
I have. I like men.
You like men?
I like one man in particular.
I like men.
But I think you could be
attracted to women. I've been attracted to women.
But in that attraction,
absolutely.
In that attraction,
Ooh, the lady pond.
Wow. It's always the goodies from Iowa.
I went to Smith College. It was an all-women's school.
Have you ever been attracted to a woman?
I think you can be attracted to a woman without being sexually attracted.
Have you?
I don't think so. I don't think I've been attracted to women.
I've kissed so many women on this show.
You have, Joy.
I made out with Jane Fonda. That was really good. She went for it. I kissed Candace Cameron Bure. I kissed Meredith Vieira. I kissed Whoopi Goldberg. Making out with women all the time.
Are you sexually attracted to women?
Not really.
Yeah. What about you, Sonny?
But if if men disappeared tomorrow, who knows what we would do?
Yeah, I mean,
but I think there's also a level. When I say I'm attracted, there are level. Like when you think of being attracted to a guy, like or anyone, there's kissing, there's hugging, then it keeps going. You find where your limits are, where it ends.
Yours, third base?
I don't kiss and tell.
Sarah swings for the fences. Yeah. Okay. She hits that.
All right. We got to go, but when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit about another celebrity, Cardi B.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back. And we are back. So I promised you Cardi B. By the way, her name is Belcalis Almanzar.
See. I love her.
Yes, but she calls herself Cardi B, and there were rumors floating around that she is preggers. Yeah. Now, her career is on fire right now. She's playing the Coachella Festival next month, and she's supposed to tour with Bruno Mars. Yeah. So is this a bad timing for her? Is there ever a good time to have a baby?
Why is it that only women have to deal with this?
Because they have to pop the baby.
Why do we have to choose between a career and our family? I just
men can't get pregnant.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just...
The world would be extinct.
I guess it's hard.
I remember when I got pregnant with my with Alec, a friend of mine who also worked with me, a man, said to me, "See, if I were Sarah, I don't think it's a good time for her." And I remember thinking, you know, he wasn't being mean, but I thought, first of all, if you want babies, you have to go have them, because you never know if you're going to be able to when you try.
Right.
There's not a good time. But I also say, like, if that can destroy your career in just a couple months out, maybe it wasn't the right place for you.
But it is difficult. Let's face it. I mean, I think, you know, we all do this. We try to find this work-life balance, having children and also working. But I think it's really hard. I know when I was practicing law, I put it off, and I put it off so long that when we did try to have children, I had to go through extensive fertility treatment to have them, because I kind of was aging out.
That's a very common story.
And it was, you know, and having my children has been the most important thing in my life. And so there is an expiration date on it for women. So there's never any good time, but
you can freeze your eggs now. So
even that, there's some studies that show the age, the egg can age too. It's just risky. Like, if you want to have a family, you have to make that vision come true.
Being pregnant today is different than it was. We see women working until practically their due date. You did. I mean, Beyonce she was pregnant with twins, and she made that work. Right. You know, she turned it into a plus for her career. So I don't think it's the liability that it once was.
Remember when Demi Moore? I think that was a tipping point. When she posed nude on the cover
she
of
looks gorgeous.
Esquire, was it?
No, Vanity Fair
magazine.
Vanity Fair.
And now girls are like pop. They show their bellies. In my day, we looked ridiculous.
We didn't do it much when I had my children. I regret.
We had like smocks that you wore. Like,
do you have a naked pregnant?
Well, no. But I had a woman tweet something the other day that blew my mind. She said, "I just don't understand how you guys try to wear tight clothes these days with your pregnancies, because it's so gross to look at." And I thought,
that's coming from a woman.
That was a woman.
And the crazy thing is, I think I told you, Sarah, I just admired you so much because you were so beautiful when you were pregnant, and you were wearing these tight clothes here. And I wish I would have done that when I was pregnant.
You have an answer for
and
that
I didn't.
If she thinks it's gross to look at you in tight clothing when you're pregnant, there's an answer. Don't look at me.
I think that the men like it, because when I was pregnant, men were coming on to me like crazy. I guess they figured she did it once. She'll do it again.
And you can't hide it. So why not just own it? It's not like...
That's right. Okay, we'll be right back.
She replaced Al Franken after his sexual misconduct scandal forced him from office. So how does Senator Tina Smith think the allegations against the president should be dealt with? She's live on The View next.
Serving in the United States Senate has been the great honor of my life. I know in my heart that nothing I have done as a senator, nothing, has brought this honor on this institution. And I am confident that the Ethics Committee would agree. Nevertheless, today I am announcing that in the coming weeks, I will be resigning as a member of the United States Senate.
That was former Minnesota Senator Al Franken resigning from office after charges of sexual harassment surfaced on the heels of his scandal. Lieutenant Governor Tina Smith stepped in, which is not the ideal way you want to get promoted. I didn't read that right, but whatever. Please welcome junior senator from the great state of Minnesota, Tina Smith. Senator, I call you Senator, right? You are Senator.
Or you could call me Tina.
Well, no, I'll call you Senator. I mean, it's you have to do this again in November, I presume.
That's right.
But for now, you are Senator. And you came into the position under very unusual circumstances. A lot of people like me were upset that Senator Franken resigned without due process, without any kind of ethics investigation. Do you think that that was the right call for him?
Well, you know, it was an extraordinary moment, and it was a really tough moment, too. I mean, first of all, Al was a champion for Minnesota, and he was a champion for progressive issues around the country.
Right. I know.
And also, Al Al's a friend of mine. Al and Franny are friends of mine. But when this all happened, and Al had to make a decision, and he made the decision that what was best for him and his family and for Minnesota was to step down, I was asked to step up, and so I find myself here today.
Yeah. But in his resignation speech, Franken pointed out the double standard, that Trump, a man who's bragged on tape about sexual assault, is still in the office. We all know that. So would you call on President Trump to resign over his allegations?
Well, first of all, let me say that there are many, many differences between Al Franken and President Trump.
Yes.
It's not for me to second guess the decision that Al made. And, you know, I would have liked for the Senate ethics process to run its course, but, you know, that didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Do you think that that Mueller, or we said this before, we're talking about this, which one will take Trump down, do you think, if at all? Mueller or Stormy Daniels?
These are the games we like to play.
Yes. Well, first of all, on the Stormy Daniels issue, I mean, can we just say that no woman should be dealing with being physically threatened?
Yes.
Ever?
Ever.
And man or woman. Exactly. And yesterday we heard new things about the Mueller investigation going after the Trump organization and doing subpoenas for the Trump investigation. So I think that we ought to think about this as a nonpartisan issue. This is about the future of our country and who is our president. And all of those investigations, need to run their course, not, without political things getting in the way of them.
Well,
that's impossible.
See,
now you're asking for a miracle.
I know. I'm new to the Senate, so I still have that innate optimism that
Don't worry about it. It won't last.
This is exactly what somebody said to me when I was first here, so I think I might have been born this way, so we'll find out.
Senator, given the seat you've stepped in to fill, do you feel a unique obligation to kind of further the women's movement in the Senate and in politics in general? Is that an extra hat you'll wear, and is that even fair to expect that from you?
Well, women have all sorts of responsibilities and obligations in any job that we have, whether it's in the state Senate or whether it is being in the news or wherever it is. We always have, I think, extra obligations. That's just the way it is.
We sure do.
And also in my career, I've spent a lot of time working on women's health issues and women's economic issues. So I feel that responsibility really strongly, even though the circumstances of coming into the Senate. I'm now the 22nd United States Senator, which is pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah.
Minnesota has 2 female senators.
Yeah, that's right.
I do think it's fascinating that there are only 22 female senators, actually, in my view. People didn't even know who you were when you took over. And I heard Senator Graham, who is a friend to the show, even asked you if you were Senator Langford's wife at the State of the Union.
This was a classic moment. And I just talked to Lindsey about this today, he's a really, really nice guy. So it's the night of the State of the Union, and all the senators gather on the Senate floor, and then before we get sort of, we troop over to the House chamber for our for the State of the Union. And I'm, standing around with Lindsey Graham and James Langford, who's the senator from Oklahoma, and Lindsey looks up at me and he says, "Now, are you James Langford's wife?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I am Minnesota's newest United States Senator." Lindsey, because he's a great guy, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I must have my..."
Wow.
So there it goes. Yeah.
What a classic story. So Joy just mentioned that the midterms are coming up in November. You're up for election. We just saw in Pennsylvania, Connor Lamb won in a dominant Republican district. But he was a moderate Democrat, but he also won by denouncing Nancy Pelosi. And you've seen there's been reports that at least a dozen other Democrats plan to take this strategy into the midterms of denouncing Nancy Pelosi. Do you think that's a winning strategy for your party?
Well, I think that a winning strategy is what happened in Pennsylvania. A district that Donald Trump won by 20 points. we won, and that's good news. That's good news.
But he did it by denouncing Nancy Pelosi.
You know, he did it by being himself, by representing the district, by talking about base economic issues, which I think is the winning strategy. What matters to people in their economic lives? How do I pay for childcare? What do I do about my college debt? How the heck am I going to pay for healthcare costs that keep going up and up and up? And he talked about those things.
He talked about those things, but he got money from the Democratic committees to sponsor particular ads that were also denouncing Nancy Pelosi. Is it a winning strategy for the Democratic Party?
I think the winning strategy is to represent your district and not come into Washington acting like you're already part of the Washington establishment.
Is Nancy Pelosi now the new Wicked Witch of the West, like Hillary Clinton was made out to be?
Well, you kind of wonder about that. I'd rather talk about the, Wicked Prince from Wisconsin, but Paul Ryan.
Let me say on,
Did you say the Wicked Prince from Wisconsin?
I think it's really important that we focus on that Pennsylvania district because it was won by 600 plus votes. And, we often say every vote matters. The only poll that matters is election day. Well, just proved that is actually true.
Right. It's about like what happens at the grassroots, talking to people, having conversations with people.
I was not surprised by how nationalized this race became. It became about Trump and Pelosi. Do you see the race? Do you see Conor Lamb's victory as a referendum on Trump?
I think that the reason that Conor Lamb won is because he said, this is what we need to do in Pennsylvania. And I mean, trust me, I was in the Senate. It wasn't like I was watching every minute of the election. But I could say in Minnesota, people will decide who they want to have represent them in Minnesota, not so much based on how they feel about the president, and more about whether they feel that the person that they're electing, hope will be me, is listening to them. And, listening is a little bit of a lost art these days. And I think that is what matters.
Okay, thanks so much for coming by, Senator Tina.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's the one daytime show unafraid to tell it like it is?
What's the name of the show again? The View. Oh, that's right. Welcome to The View, everybody.
We bring the passion.
If people don't understand your dream, the dream's not for them, it's for you.
Yeah.
We bring the OMG.
Damn.
You were in danger, girl.
No, you were in danger, girl.
We talk it all and keep it real.
That's what The View does.
That's right. Only on ABC. Monday.
When ignorance and bigotry is allied with power, it is a dangerous force in our country.
Is this the man Democrats are betting on to beat Trump in 2020? Rising superstar Senator Cory Booker is giving his political view of the future. And a brand new Oprah edition of View Your Deal.
Welcome back to the show. So, listen to this. The fashion accessory that has tortured women for generations may be on the way out. What do you think it is?
A bra?
Bra. Not a bra. A lot of women are ditching high heels.
Yes.
Do you think that will ever happen?
I hope so. I hate heels.
No.
They're so uncomfortable.
I love them.
He sleeps in them.
In the 70s, during the heyday of the second wave of the feminist movement, they used to say, the higher the heel, the lower the consciousness.
Really?
Yep.
I love them. I always wanted to be really tall, and I'm only 5'6", and it just gives me a sense of, I don't know,
tall, 5'6".
power.
That's not short.
Well, the women in my family on my father's side are all like 5'11", 6 feet.
Yeah,
and I just always felt like the shrimp, and I feel like I walk in a pair of heels, and I'm...
My daughter asked me the other day.
I'm 5'4". I am never ditching heels. When I get too old to wear heels, I'm going to wear them on my earlobes. I'm just look. You have good hair days, good bad hair days. Sometimes your clothes fit, sometimes it doesn't fit. You've got fat days, you've got less fat days. But your shoes are always there to give you love.
To give you love. I thought that was my dog, Anna. Your dog and your shoes.
I prefer my dog.
My daughter asked me the other day. She's like, "Why do you wear heels?" And I was like, "Because I'm foolish. I cannot walk in heels. They're so uncomfortable.
They ruin your feet."
Yeah, but you're not 5 foot. Yeah,
you're tall.
I'm 5'7", but I'm bow-legged. I can't walk in them. They're uncomfortable. But Sheila appreciates when I first started working here at The View, one of the big perks is we have a great wardrobe department. Right. And Fran Taylor gave me a bunch of designer shoes to wear. And I did not know that. I kept calling the... What are they called? Manolo Blahniks. I kept calling them Milanos. Like the cookie.
Melania Blahniks.
The cookies.
Maybe that's what she was wearing in the front.
I still can't differentiate. So one of
told me she was wearing Milanos the other day. I was like, is that a new designer?
So one of the producers bought me a box of Milano cookies and said, these are the cookies and those are the shoes. Get it straight.
Well, consider this, and then we'll go. Consider this. In 1912, the Chinese government banned foot binding. For years, young girls' bones were broken and their feet tightly bound in a painful process that made them more desirable to women. Don't you think that high heels are an extension of that idea?
No.
Come on.
And they were designed by men.
I want emotional support high heels.
Can you see them? Wow, stunning!
Aren't they great?
I would get a nosebleed in those. I love them. All right, we'll be right back.
They're great.
It's a party in the USA on View Your Deals Feel Good Friday. We partnered with vendors for at least half off products that are all American made. Next.
Feel Good Friday is coming to you courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. We partner with vendors for at least half off products proudly made in the USA, but only while supplies last. So let's get shopping with lifestyle expert and my friend, Greta Monahan.
So excited to be here for this. Love celebrating these companies and people. Great things. First one is Lilith Leaf Pillows. These are proudly made in Chicago, handmade. And look, I know you have a story.
This is my favorite thing for anyone that has a pet or knows someone who's lost a pet. Tori Johnson, one of our dear friends, sent these to me right when my little girl passed, this little girl, and it has been a game changer. You actually feel like they're with you everywhere. So best gift ever. Get it for anyone you know that's ever loved an animal. Okay,
and
we're gonna keep
I know, and kids and family, and that's what I love about this company. You're so cute.
We're starting out with you. You'll get happy as we go. Oh my God! Oh my gosh!
We've got Kai, we've got Rio, we've got our co-host, but
I've got my actual son somewhere. But
you get more than pillows. It's customized to whatever you love. Your favorite moment, your favorite people. All you do is upload a picture online. It's so easy, and then right on the site, you get the artisan team back in Chicago cuts it out to your perfect shape. This is an amazing gift.
This.
I'm so glad you love your gift. Original price $60. Today's deal $30 plus free shipping for you.
Free shipping,
Sarah. Okay,
do I get
Da Bomb, we're gonna love it here. So Da Bomb is an incredible fizzer. So this is, throw that in there. These are made by, take a look, these two teenage sisters. How cute are they? Okay, and they made them to make bath time fun and relaxing. They wanted it fun. But what's cool is all of these are packaged so great, handmade in the USA,
like a chemistry
but in recyclables, but also inside of each tennis size fizzer is a cool small surprise. So my son goes bananas for these.
Oh, these are so
incredible.
Cool.
Original price on these $45. Today's deal $22.50 for 6. They come in sets. 4 sets to choose from, 50% off.
Ninja Bomb, Bling Bomb.
Okay, Alex and Ani. So this is really two American faves. So you're really getting amazing things because Alex and Ani is all handmade in USA by recyclable with recyclable materials, but also Sarah. Major League Baseball moment. These are all with your favorite teams. I'm wearing Red Sox. Isn't that cool? I know.
Awesome.
I mean, how cool is that?
And you stack them.
Yeah,
I
gold,
love this.
silver, stack, wear alone. Incredible. Like, you can totally shout out your team spirit and feel good about it. Original price on these $32 to $38. Today's deal, $16 to $19 for a savings of 50%. Okay, Tervis. So
I have one and I use it every day.
It's another American favorite. It's an insulated drinkware, but here's the reason I love them. You can microwave them. You can freeze them, and yes, I got that for you. Happy Mom's Day. Yeah, and that's what we brought today, the dishwasher safe. So we have all different sizes. You can do Mom, Gigi. You can also do butterflies. You can do florals.
Sunflowers.
I know, there's so many amazing colors. Names are incredible. Original price on these guys is $13 to $26. Today's deal, $6.50 to $13 for a savings. I love these. Okay, birthday beauty. I was here. I brought this for you.
I use this. I have
one of the masks.
It's a skincare line that's proudly made in America, but it's also cruelty-free, which I know is important to you and me. They do not test on animals. I love it. So, but here's the thing. This is a super safe for sensitive skincare line. So this is a line that the whole family can use. The one that Sarah is using is their cult hero product. And it's called the Ultra Repair Cream. Now, tell me how that feels. It's a whipped cream that is good head to toe. It will completely cure this dryness and this cracked skin, even on your feet. But all their products are packed with amazing ingredients and will not irritate. So original price on these guys, you guys, $12 to $14. Today's deal, $6 to $20.
Oh my gosh.
Savings of 50%. It's incredible.
I love their masks.
Both the feet, flip flops, and wedges. So I love these because they're proudly made in America, but I brought you 3 styles. So the actual wide strap flip flop is up front.
Okay.
Every single one of them has an embellished starfish, so it really elevates the style.
Bringing
of your
a little
flip-flop.
bling down.
Tons of color. The second one is a skinny strap, and the third one is a skinny strap with a starfish with a heel. How
Those
good
darn
is that?
heels are coming
But
back.
I love these because of the colors, you guys. Original
I love
price
the
on these,
pink one.
$40 to $46. Today's deal, $20 to $23. Your savings of 50% off. So they all do good and they make us feel good.
They're all made in the USA, which is such a nice little perk. We have a big thank you to Greta Monhan for always picking out the most fun and practical stuff.
Thank you.
And the pillows are my favorite. But people, the clock is ticking. You have 24 hours to get these amazing deals at viewyourdeal.com. And members of the audience are going home with a bracelet from Alex and Annie and skincare from First Sight Beauty. Have a great day, everybody. And as we like to say here,